Hello, welcome back to another video. I am so excited for this one because this week was all about designing and implementing a new routine for this editing stage of me writing my first romance novel. We're starting off with a voiceover this time because honestly, on this Monday, I was so enamored by my new schedule that I forgot to ever actually talk to you guys. I'll explain later in this video what the breakdown of my day-to-day looks like, but this day you actually get a good peek at what my morning routines include. As always, coffee, then some quiet time, getting ready, and starting work in the office by 9. I'm the kind of person that would rather wake up earlier and have a slower morning than to sleep as much as I can and kind of just jump into work in a rush. So once I'm in my office, I start a to-do list for the day. After that, I always start in my writing notebook to jot down ideas, thoughts, or my plan for the book. This day was filled with a lot of staring at a wall. A wall I can't show you too much because my entire book is laid out on it. But it was productive staring, if that's possible. And as you can see from my desk, when I get focused, all my cleanly habits go out the window. But I always love a messy desk, honestly, because you can see so much life in the scatter. It's like an illustration of the inside of my brain. It was an overall productive day and honestly made me so excited to keep doing this routine, keep working on my book, and just seeing how much progress I could really make. But I'll actually leave that to past Hannah to take you through.
I just wanna go out and walk with you. Baby, you know I just like to talk with you.
Good morning, friends. Happy Tuesday. So I realized something this morning. Yesterday is actually technically when this video started, and I never actually introduced the video or myself in this installment. So delaying writing this morning by just a little bit to explain what we're doing here. First off, hi, my name is Hannah. Thank you so much for spending this part of your day with me. This week we have one goal, and that is to try to find my perfect writing routine. I had a drafting routine that worked pretty well, but as I've been reflecting and trying to figure out what my next steps are for this book, I realized that it is just cannot be the same in the editing phase, and that's okay because the goal should be to set myself up the most for success, and if that previous routine isn't doing that, then it's time to pivot. So over the weekend, I wrote up basically a possible / ideal writing routine or just daily routine, which follows waking up at 8 a.m. and then working on my book from 9 to 1, and then lunch 1 to 2, and then working on YouTube and other content stuff, behind the scenes stuff from 2 to 5. However, yesterday I already found that my very sensitive stomach is yelling at me for food at about noon, so we're probably going to shift that a little bit and actually do editing my book from 9 to noon, lunch from noon to 1, and then working on stuff 1 to 5. The goal of having writing in the morning is, one, I know myself, I know I work best in the morning, working in that creative mindset. Second, I obviously love doing YouTube, but I'm a writer first and foremost. So therefore, if I come back to lunch and I'm like, hey, I could keep going, then I would much rather cut into my YouTube time with writing than cut into my writing time with YouTube. So I'm just trying to prioritize. So this week is really putting that into practice. I understand that I am very, very lucky to get to design my whole day around what I want to do as work. And so this is honestly just that effort of trying to make the most out of that. So bringing you along to give you an example, to give you inspiration maybe on what your routine should look like, or this is just something fun to have on the background. Regardless, I'm happy you're here and I'm excited to get into writing today.
Baby, you know I just like to talk with you. You don't have to tell me anything that's new. I just wanna go out and walk with you. I just wanna see your shadow next to mine, sailing over pavement with our two outlines. I like to see the shape you're in from time to time. I just wanna see your shadow next to mine.
Weird writing hack. If you are someone that listens to music while you write, make sure it's music that you like, but you also can ignore and it fades into the background, because today I cannot stop listening to my playlist that's basically old Disney Channel music and like the Bridget Mendler from Lemonade Mouth and like Selena Gomez, like old music like that. And it's super, super fun. But I keep pausing and getting distracted to like sing and dance to it. So make sure it's something that you can like fade into the background, because otherwise it's just going to be more distracting than helpful. But it is going to be a fun time, so. All right, I reached the end of the chapter, and I also reached writing about 2,500 words. We went a little bit over our goal today, which was exciting. It's about 11:45, so I do think when creating the schedule, I think having lunch at noon is going to work pretty well, just based on my own writing pace. Like this one, I was typing for a long, long time, and I'm still ready to be done about this time. So we're going to move on from writing for the day, eat some lunch, and then work on other stuff. But it felt really, really good to get those words on the page. I haven't written that much in one sitting in a good while, so that was exciting.
I would be up waiting for you if you had to leave. I would wait a lifetime if you were at sea. I just wanna say that I feel that our love is real. Maybe we should hurry up and seal the deal.
Happy Wednesday. Giving a quick update, kind of midweek check-in for this writing routine. It's about 10:30 right now and I have not written. It's just been one of those mornings where I've been a little distracted and things have gotten pushed back more and more. And then, as you just saw, this book was calling my name, so I wanted to read a little bit more of, I'm reading Fearless by Lauren Roberts, the finale in her Powerless trilogy. I definitely gave myself the excuse of like, it's just gonna get me in the mood for writing, you know? It's just gonna be like imaginative, even though it's the like complete opposite genre of what I'm writing. I'm not giving up. I'm not going to like, I'm not feeling discouraged or anything about like, oh, I didn't start writing at this time, so like the whole day's messed up or something. It just might be one of those days that I talked about before where my writing cuts into my, call it like my YouTube time, but just whatever else I need to work on, it might just cut into that. And that's okay, and that's kind of why I set up the day like I did. So we'll just kind of see what happens. Yesterday I wrote 2,500 words, which felt so good. I think I'm literally at like 9,900 words or something total in the manuscript so far, or in the draft. So we'll probably get to hit 10,000 words today, which is also really exciting. But I'm getting ready to finally put this book down and get into the office and write for a little bit.
Love you till the end of time. I just wanna hold you for forever. Every day you're making me better.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Thursday. It is another morning of writing. I feel like I only film in the mornings. Like my afternoons, I'm still trying to figure out what I want those to look like. And you know, we've gone over that. I write best in the morning, but that means that they're just like not really days in my life. They're mornings in my life. I don't know, it's just something I've been thinking about. But this morning I felt like wanting to get out of the house. So we're actually, you can kind of see in the corner there, we're at Starbucks. Today, I kind of want to try to write as many words as I can. My record for like writing in one day / one sitting was actually, I think, 4,500 words. Do I think that we're going to get past that? No, I don't think we're going to get past that. But I think giving myself the freedom to just go until the well runs dry, that'll be really fun. I have the rest of Act 1 planned out. So I'm just kind of going through, like, I call it my checklist plot line. So I'm going to just enjoy being in there for a little bit, try to get through that as much as I can, and see what happens. So let's go.
You feel like summer days to me, warm, tender, sunny rays. I hope that we are meant to be. You say nothing at all when we meet. Yet somehow I know your history. Oh, come what may, I'm ready. Picture frames, lavender paint, they all live here within this romance. I get the chance to stop the run and be the lucky one.
Hello, hi. It is much later now. I definitely needed a rest for just my brain after this morning. It was a really productive morning. I was super happy about that. We are at 3,688 words. So I haven't quite reached my record, but I'll count that as a win. About 1,000 of those words are from draft one, so technically didn't write them today, but 2,000 new words basically. So altogether, a very successful Thursday, which meant I required a little bit of brain rot after. It's like 5:30 now. I don't want to say fully that I'm done editing for today, but I also, when I think about getting back into the draft, I'm kind of like, I think that's tomorrow's problem. I have maybe 2 chapters, probably just 1 chapter left of Act 1, which is also really exciting and good timing considering I want to be done with draft 2 this year. Not sure quite what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just like hang out in the office for a little bit to see if maybe that'll inspire me to get back to the book. But if not, I'm definitely going to end today happy and proud of what I accomplished. I will bring you guys back if there's anything notable that happens, but otherwise I will see you tomorrow. Hi guys, happy Friday. Today's update is a little funny because even though I've spent this entire week trying to find a writing routine that works for me and I've pretty much solidified that I write better in the morning, today we're writing in the afternoon and we are trying to complete the goal that I set out to do yesterday, which is finally finishing editing Act 1. I'm really close. I'm like probably 2,000-ish words, 1 to 2 chapters from finishing that. So that is really exciting, even though I did not write this morning. Because I have that like very clear goal in mind, I do not want to just give up, and plus filming this video helps me actually sit down to write because I want it to be cohesive. So thanks for that. Thanks for watching. You're helping more than you think. Today we are just going to focus on getting to that end point, see where it takes us. I'll recap a little bit more later, just kind of how I feel after the week worked, what didn't work, etc. For now, let's roll the writing montage and wrap up a week of figuring out this writing routine. Just finished the chapter and Act 1 as the song finished in my headphones. Hello, happy Saturday actually. So it's the next day after I officially wrapped up my first week of trying this writing routine, and I thought I would sit down with you for a couple minutes to discuss how it went, what worked well, what I might want to change if you need any help kind of figuring out a routine for yourself. Let's dive into it for just a little bit. First things first, overall, it worked really well. I think I set myself up pretty well for success. I think it makes a ton of sense for me to write in the morning. So that whole schedule in the beginning, up at 8, writing by 9, worked really, really well. When we get into the afternoons, that's when it starts to get a little bit unsure. So maybe going forward, the afternoon session, if you will, it'll either be the other tasks I want to work on, such as YouTube or other creative things, or even like errands, just real life stuff. It's time designated for that, or I can have writing melt into the afternoon because, as I said before, that should be my number one priority. That's first and foremost, I want to be a writer, and so I need to set my days up that allow for that to the max. Even though we wrote mostly just in the mornings, I wrote a total of 11,327 words. So that is really, really exciting. I mean, we finished Act 1, which felt really good. That was really exciting. And that, of course, is a little bit of old material from Draft 1, but a huge, huge, huge chunk of it was new material. No matter what, the time that I set myself up for allows me to make great progress on my book, which is exciting. If I were to give advice for anyone trying to figure out their own routines, as much as I just said, like, oh, if it can help you and give you a place to start, please, please do what works best for you. Just be honest with yourself, and because it's your routine, make it something that you look forward to doing. I think that was like the biggest blessing of this week, is I went to bed every night excited to do this in the morning. I would say my biggest advice is be honest with yourself about what will work best for you, and then design your routine around that to set yourself up for success. Going forward, the routine might be a little bit different, but this actually gives a pretty good idea to you guys that if I'm writing, this is what my days look like. So I had a lot of fun. I know a huge help of creating this routine and doing it for this week was filming it. So thank you so much for spending this part of your day with me. I think that's all that I wanted to go over. So until the next one, I hope your reading and writing goes super well. And as always, I hope you know how loved you are.